Hello everyone, my name is Yixuan. I'm a 12th grade international student from China, currently studying in the US. Welcome to our presentation, The Effect of R&D Investment on Firm Performance, an examination of China's industrial enterprises at a regional scale. This presentation will be divided into 6 parts. First, I will introduce to you some background information of our research topic. Then I will do a recapitulation of previous studies on this subject matter, followed by our hypothesis development. And then I will present to you our research design, empirical results, and finally our conclusions. In the last several decades, the human society has become more and more technology-oriented. Technological innovation has become the key to succeed in competition, either at enterprise level or at national level. Research and development, or R&D activities, thus become the center of attention. However, investment on R&D activities is very risky. It has a high failure rate, especially in the research phase. It is as likely to inflict loss as to stimulate profit. Therefore, the decision-making on R&D investment plays a vital role in an enterprise's development. First, we examine the overall correlation between R&D investment and company financial performance with the most recent provincial data of enterprises above designated size over 9 years in 31 provinces of China, except for Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. Second, we group these 31 provinces into 4 regions to further investigate the regional heterogeneity of this relationship. Here are some novelties and contributions of our study. First, hitherto studies laid more emphasis on developed countries such as the US and the UK. This paper analyzes the relationship between R&D investment and corporate performance from the perspective of a developing economy. Second, instead of using data from a sample of companies, we use provincial data of enterprises above designated size, eliminating potential sampling error. And finally, we address the rarely discussed topic of regional heterogeneity of the effect of R&D input on company performance, easing the dearth of existing knowledge on this subject matter. We reviewed previous studies on the relationship between R&D investment and firm performance and summarized 3 main results. First, R&D investment has a significant positive effect on firm performance. Second, R&D investment positively influences firm performance, but with a lagged effect. And third, R&D investment has no significant positive effect on firm performance. Based on previous research, we come up with 2 hypotheses. First, the R&D investment is positively correlated to firm performance. And second, there is a regional heterogeneity in this correlation. The rationale behind it is that we surmise the degree to which R&D input influence firm performance varies with the competition level. That is, companies usually face a higher level of competition in more developed regions than in less developed regions. Therefore, they are more dependent on R&D activities to stay competitive. Based on this reasoning, we hypothesize that R&D investment has a greater impact on firm performance in the Eastern China, a relatively weaker impact in Northeastern and the Middle China, and the weakest impact in the Western China. All of that data was collected from the database of the National Bureau of Statistics of China that include provincial data of all industrial enterprises above designated size in 31 provinces of China, except for Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, over a time span of 9 years from 2010 to 2018. And here are the variables. The response variable, PRO, stands for the total profit of enterprises, which is the measure for firm performance. And the explanatory variable, RDE, stands for R&D expenditure. And to obviate the impact of other variables on company performance, we take into account other 5 control variables. NPA is the number of patent applications sent by industrial enterprises in the province. GRDP stands for the gross regional domestic product. NOE stands for the number of industrial enterprises above designated size in the province. And POP stands for the local population. And LEV is the leverage or debt assets ratio of enterprises. We use the ordinary least squares method and constructed a linear regression model to approximate the effect of R&D expenditure on firm performance. So to eliminate the potential effect of outliers, we employ logarithm form for all variables except for leverage, and the U in the end represents the error term or unobservable disturbance. And here are the empirical results. In column 1 through 6 are our baseline results. In the first row are the coefficient of log RDE, the R&D expenditure, on firm total profit. So in the first column, there's only one variable considered in the model, which is R&D expenditure, and then through column 2 to 6, we gradually added all of our control variables into the model, and the coefficient of log RDE remains positive, which means the correlation between R&D expenditure and the firm total profit is positive. The coefficient in the first row of the 6th column is 0.476, which in this case means for every 1 unit increase in R&D expenditure, the model predicts that there is a 0.476 unit increase in company total profit. So to ensure the accuracy of our estimation on the relationship, we did 2 robustness checks. The results are shown in column 7 and 8. In column 7, we replaced R&D expenditure with the number of full-time equivalent R&D personnel as the measure of R&D input. The measure for firm performance remains the total profit. And in column 8, we replaced total profit with operating income as the measure of firm performance. The measure for R&D input remains R&D expenditure. And as you can see, the coefficient of log RDE remains positive for both robustness checks. Our model passed the robustness checks, and the correlation between R&D and firm performance is still positive. Then we decided to further explore the regional heterogeneity of this relationship, so we grouped the 31 provinces into 4 regions: the East, the West, the Northwest, and the Middle. This grouping is based on China's 4 economic regions from National Bureau of Statistics of China. And then we examined the association between R&D investment and firm performance in those 4 regions respectively. And the results are shown in the table. The first row of each region's second column are the coefficient of R&D expenditure after taking all control variables into account. And we can see the coefficient of log RDE for the middle region is negative, which means the relationship between R&D input and the firm performance in middle region is negative. And in all other three regions, the correlation is positive. And of those three regions, the positive effect of R&D investment is most significant in the northeast, followed by the east and the west. And from above analysis, we conclude that overall there is a strong positive correlation between R&D investment and company performance. And also there is a regional heterogeneity in the effect of R&D expenditure on firm performance. In the Middle China, the R&D expenditure are more likely to induce a negative effect on firm performance. In other three regions, the effect is positive, which is more significant in the northeast than in the east and the west. And we suggest government and enterprises to consider increasing R&D investment in the northeast, the east, and the west China, and carefully contemplate the decision-making in R&D investment in the middle region. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I hope this presentation helps you understand the relationship between R&D investment and firm performance.